Todd and I met at a bowling alley. We knew right from the start that we would be married and have a family. We were married 23 years. We were always the ones that came first. He always had a really big heart, and we were the biggest part of it.
I had what some would consider Beaver Cleaver life in terms of I had 4 children, a lovely wife, great home, and a very lucrative job. And in a very short period of time, I had lost my family, home, and employment.
When we would go out, he would be drunk quicker than the rest of us. I come to realize that he would drink prior to us leaving, and he would be drinking through the day.
I have an addiction to alcohol. I'm an alcoholic. I had a number of years of sobriety, and I relapsed.
I had told him that, I'll give you a year, because I understand relapse and things like that, so I'll give you a year, to get things together. I wholeheartedly believe that once I told him I would file for divorce, that he would get his act together and stop, and it just never happened.
I saw a lot of the stress of having 4 kids and being a single parent, and also the emotional side of wanting to help him and doing as much as she can, but still having to take care of us first.
It was hard. Hardest thing I've ever had to do. Kids and I ended up moving out, and I focused a lot more on the disease part of it. That's what I've always told the kids is he has a disease. He's not a bad person, he just has a bad disease.
You're living day to day to make sure you're taking care of what you think you can take care of. You're kind of in a survival mode.
He was at St. John's on and off through quite a few years. He stayed outside a lot of times. Those are the really hard days, especially if it's raining or there's a storm. It's like, oh geez, where is he?
It's hard to look at the big picture of things. And that's where a facility like St. John's can help you do that. Because at the time when you're on your own, it's scary. You've got to build a tough exterior, and then you live with the emotional feelings that come with, now I'm homeless, now I don't have anywhere to go. And that beats down on how you feel about yourself.
Alcohol addiction can hit anybody. It doesn't know a race, it doesn't know a gender, it doesn't know a socioeconomic status. The homeless addict, when they leave our doors each morning, are facing probably the most judgment of them all. The stigma surrounding a homeless addict is profound. Homeless individuals feel so isolated and so stigmatized that then it just drives them deeper into their addiction, which leads them to feel more isolated, which leads them deeper into their addiction, and you see the cycle play out. For individuals battling addiction, that sense of support and belonging and connection is critical. And then from there, we offer a lot in terms of addiction resources. We offer positive choices meetings in the morning. We offer sobriety living space. We have specific case managers that tailor their approach to individuals presenting with drug or alcohol barriers. And so there's a wide variety of resources that are available to anybody that presents with addiction concerns and addiction barriers.
He always had a lot of respect for the shelter. They get the understanding that people with addiction, they will relapse. And there's a time for tough love and there's a time for understanding and support, and that is what Todd always talked about, is that they were understanding that they might relapse, and they were still loving, and they still took him in, and they still helped him, get back on his feet. I think that's what he would want everybody to know about St. John's.
I hope when people look at Todd's life, or when they look at Lisa and the kids, that somehow Todd's story removes those layers of stigma and shame that exist, and I'd say those layers exist nationwide. But the stigma around alcohol addiction here in Green Bay is unbelievable. Green Bay is such a drinking community that then there's such a judgment when that alcohol grips a life. I absolutely believe there's hope, and I believe there's always hope, that a guest at any point in time, they can have that moment where life looks different. And to get there, what an individual needs is not judgment.
people should know more details about being homeless. And the more that we can teach people, I think, about it, and that a lot of them have mental illness, a lot of them have addiction. We don't know what comes first, the mental illness or the addiction. And I think that if we just open our eyes and really pay attention to the person, I think that would really help a lot. Stop the stereotyping. If Todd could have his life back, that he would be a good dad and we could be good friends. And that was my motivation, I think, to help him as much as I could. He just loved his family so much, and I really 100% believe that if he could have found his way back to us, he would have. I really believe that in my heart.